Hi y'all, it's Charlene from the Crafty Art Shack, and we're back here today at the craft desk, and we're going to be making, we're making something. What are we making today? Let's see. Let's just start the show and we'll find out. Let's get started.
Okay, we're back here at the craft desk today, and what we're doing is we have, here's what we got. We got some of these at the thrift store. One of our thrift stores is consolidating and moving, so they had, everything was 65% off. So these were marked $3, but I didn't even pay, I think I only paid less than 50 cents for these, and they were 100 count. So I went ahead and picked them up thinking, well, there's got to be something I could do with these. So what I decided I was going to do was make a paper pad for the junk journals that I'm making for Christmas. And what I wanted to do,
5.5 by 8.5 once it's folded. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm not going to punch holes in my book page yet because I haven't determined where I want it to go in the journal. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make up a cluster. I'm going to call it a cluster notepad of various different,
the size I want it to be down. And then I'm going to just take my ruler. I'm not measuring, and I'm just tearing. And I'm tearing about the size I want it to be. And then, because this one's going to be one of the back pages, I'm lining it up at the top, and I'm lining it up over here. Can y'all see that over here at the bottom? And I'm going to lay my ruler down. And I don't want it quite come all the way to the bottom. I do want it straight. And I'm tearing that off, and I'm going to save those pieces. So now I've got 2 pages for the back, but I want that torn look all the way around. I don't care if it's not torn at the top, but I do want it torn down this edge. So let me go over here and line that back up. I should have not pulled that apart yet. Alright, so let me lay this back down. I found that it's easier if you've got a little piece to tear off to lay the smaller piece under the ruler and then pull on the bigger piece, because if you try to do it the other way, it's harder. So now I've got those 2 pieces, and these are really thin. So what I'm going to do with these 2 thin pieces is I'm going to take, and this is the reason why I was digging in the drawer, where's it at, is I'm going to take a piece of this, and I don't want the full thing to be covered up because I want some of that paper to show through. So what I'm going to do is add to it. And so I want a place for them to be able to journal, but I want them to be able to see the old stuff that's written behind it as well. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to glue it, get my glue stick out here, get my Scotch Create glue. Well, I can tell I hadn't had that open in a while. And I'm going to glue down, get all the way over to the edges, get up here on the paper I'm going to put it on. Am I in frame? Here, let me get back up here for you. Sorry about that. And I'm going to glue down.
and if you wanted to ink that, you should have inked it before you put it down, which I didn't. So what we'll do is we'll throw our paper underneath it, grab our vintage photo, and we'll start going through and inking it up around the page edges. I definitely don't want it to look like I just stuck the ink dauber on the page. Okay. And then maybe we'll stick a stamp on there. What should we say on it? Wishing you happy friend or good wishing you good friends and happy memories. That looks like a good thing to say. And we'll stamp that down here at the bottom of the page. And we're just going to make up a bunch of pages, and that'll be one of our pages.
Here's the next one. We're going to repeat the same process, except for we're going to ink it first this time. And that way the process will go a little easier. Make it look old. Make it look weathered. Where is my other half of the page? You know, you start working at your desk and everything just starts going away. It disappears on you when you start working on your desk. I don't know if y'all have that problem, but I start working and it's just like it just disappears. Okay, now this page is going to be the next page up, so I want to make sure this one's just a little bit shorter than the last one, because I want to do that, what do they call it? They call it ruffled, a petticoat edge or a ruffled edge. What do they call that? I don't know what it's called. I don't know all the official names. But what I want it to appear like is like this is a page, this is a page, and so that back page, I want this page to be a little bit shorter than that back page. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to tear that
right off of there. Now that way it has a page shorter. Now I'm going to go back in here and I'm going to ink this where I just tore that. So see how it's going to start having that layered ruffled look. Okay, now we're going to add, I'm going to throw this in my scrap box for later. Now I'm going to do another page. Okay, so we've got these pages. These are from the flowers book. These are all the different types of flowers and stuff. I'm going to use just one of these because I don't have very many of those. So we're going to make this one this size or smaller. So let's take and we're going to use this as our guide. Let me get back over here in the frame for you. And all these pieces I'm taking off of here, I'm saving them for my other projects that I'm doing in the future, like when I'm working on cards and stuff. Now this one I want to be a little bit shorter, so I'm going to lay it on top and I'm going to come up here and I'm looking at, let me get over here where y'all can see, I'm looking at where that back page is back here, and I'm going to tear this just a little bit shorter so I can see that back page back there. And then I'm going to find one of these pieces that I can lay on it, and I'm gonna they can journal on. Let me ink this up first, and then we're gonna, when we get all these pages made up, and you know, if you're sitting here and inking your pages and your page wrinkles, just ink it just like that, and it'll make a crease and it'll make it look older because of where, like when mine folded like that, and of course my phone rings in the middle of the video. Ink it like that and it gives you that old crinkled vintage look, like it's been that way for a while. Okay, now we're gonna find something that we can stick on here that they can take and see what this one looks like. I don't want all of that on there. Let me cut this down just a little bit. Now let me ink this one. If your ink pad starts drying out, you can take and spray water on it, on these distressed oxide, to revive it. And it helps bring back a little bit more ink in it, bring back the life in it. Okay, now I'm going to put some glue on the back of this. And then I'm going to take and stick it down on my page. And I'm going to kind of put it to this. Oh, let me get back over here where y'all can see. Can y'all see? My paper has glue all over it. Let me get that out of the way. Alright. I'm going to take it and lay it kind of in the center. And this time, because this has got flowers on it, I got a flower sticker here. I'm going to take and stick on there. I got all these stickers. I cleaned out my craft room. I've got all these stickers and stuff that I found. And I just need to use up the stuff. So I'm trying to make myself use it. Because I always say, oh, I don't want to use that. I want to save it. Because I got a special project I use it for. And then I never use it. So I'm going to use those there. And then I'll take my ink dauber and go kind of around them. To kind of grunge up the page, and then I'll start laying my pages together and see what they look like. So far, this is what we've got. Alright, now let's add another page. Alright, what are we going to do for our next page? Next
Page is going to be, where's it go? I know I got it over here. I got all these papers over here. Where's that? I got this one with this lady on it, and it's got some writing space down here. And I don't really want to do a whole lot to her. I just kind of need to get her to the size that it needs to be. So I need to tear a little off of this side, a little off of this side, and then some off the top. Because I want to save this area for writing. So let's lay this page on top of it and move it down here towards the bottom, and we'll kind of see what we need to take off. Okay, we need to take off this up here, and we'll save this for another project. Goes down here in the scrap bin. And get this little piece over here off. And then we need to take some off the side over here. So see how I'm taking this ruler and laying it down on that side? Now I'm going to take this paper up and I'm going to just tear up, leaving myself that small edge underneath there, which made it easier. If I had tried to tear that other side, it would have been harder. Now I'm going to do the same to the other side. I'm going to put it down, move it over. And tear it off. Now what I didn't allow for is for this to be shorter, so let's lay it on top, and we want to make it shorter than the one that's on the bottom. So if we bring it right to there, that will be right about here. Let's make sure we have it straight. And then we'll take that piece away. And then we're going to just take and grunge up that page to make it match all the other ones. Let me get me a new page out here. And see, I'm always pulling pages out of my scrap bin to use as my graph grunge pages, because I'll pull them out later and use them for projects, and they'll be perfect by the time I get done with them, because they'll have all this inking already all over them, and it'll make them look like they're old. So I just have me a scrap box that I'll keep down below my desk, and I'll just throw them in it. And that's what works for me. You may have some other system that works better for you. Now I'm going to kind of go around this lady and kind of highlight it. I don't want to do it too dark, because I kind of want to make it look like blend in, because she's playing in the dirt. And grunge it up like that. And that's going to be that page. And I'm going to put that one next. And then we've got 4 pages now. Let's see how we're doing. Make sure we're all lined up. So far so good. Let's see what our next page is going to look like. And it doesn't have to be perfect. We're a little off here and there, but for the most part what you're wanting to do is to make sure that this page is going to fit within your limits of your half of your 8.5 by 11 page. Okay, so we're going to set those to the side. Okay, so this is the next page I want to use, and I like this one because it says pain is inevitable, but misery is optional. Yeah, I want to leave that one on there, and what I want to do is I want to create a writing space down here somewhere. But let's see how we're going to fit it into our page. So this is our page that was before this one. So let's get this to the size that we wanted. I want that little hat in there. So let's see what we got. Okay, we got it laid there. We're going to put this one down, and we're going to tear this side. Get rid of that piece. Now we're going to come to this side. We want it the same width. So, am I still in the frame for you? I'll lay this one on this side. Remove this one off of there. Take that one off. Get rid of that piece. Now we need this one just a little bit shorter. So let's lay this one underneath. Alright.
So we're right about here. And we need to be a little bit shorter. So let's go right to here. And see where that puts us as far as our page goes. Well, that turned out perfect. Look at that. Lost dog with 3 legs. Blind in the left eye, missing right ear, broken tail, recently castrated, answers to the name of Lucky. I think I'm going to leave that where that shows too. So what I want to do is I'm going to ink around the edges, and I'm going to just make my writing, or the writing space be right here for this. Because I just like what that page says. For some reason that just struck me funny. If you have book pages and you find something that just strikes you funny, or it's just something that will make you laugh. There's enough stuff in this world that doesn't make you laugh. You just gotta find something that will make you laugh. I have to try to find stuff to make me laugh, because sometimes there just ain't enough stuff. Alright, I'm gonna take my writing page, and what I want to do is, it looks like I need to tear right about to here to cover up and give them some writing room. So I'm going to tear this much off, and then I'm going to check it out and see if that's good. Yep, looks good to me. I can still read that part. Okay, so let's ink this up. And then you know what I think I'll do? I think I might have a little stamp for a dog. Let me look and see what I got. And we'll put a dog stamp right there on that same page too. I'm pretty sure I have one. Let me look, because that would be just too cute. Depending on what size it is, we'll either put it there or right here beside the writing. That'll make them stop and read what that says. Let me see. Where's my little doggies? Come here, little doggies. I don't have a dog. Where's that? I got kitty cats. I know I got a little dog stamp. Where'd it go? Y'all give me just a second. I'll be right back with you. Yeah. Alright, I found the little dog stamp. After all of that. Okay. It doesn't have, he has all his ears and stuff, but we'll put him right here. And yeah, that's what we'll do.
Okay. Boy, that took a long time. That was crazy. Alright. So, here we go. Here's what we've got so far. Is we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages, and we got the little petticoat thing going on. Okay, and then let's see what else we've got.
Okay, so what we've done is we just made 2 pages. I don't know how much of that got missed on the video thing. We made 2 pages. We're getting ready to add this page to the top of that, or this page in here, and this page on top of that. And this one is going to need to be a little bit shorter. I'm going to take it off the bottom there, and then this one's going right on the very top. So let's take a little bit off of this one. See, when you tear at that bottom and you tear that, you have to really work at trying to hold that with your fingers and everything. So it's easier to do it the other way. Now I'm going to ink up all of these, and I'll be right back.
Okay, so we're back, and this is what we've got so far. We've got all of our pages inked and layered and everything. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take our 2-hole paper punch, and we're going to stick our papers in there, and we're going to line them up where it's going to be able to punch right through the top of this. And since I'm not going to
in the book just yet, I'm going to just take this and line it up through here, and then close it over and over, and that's how I'm going to hold it for now until I'm ready to put it in my...
Okay, so I took some lace, or not lace, ribbon, and I put double-sided tape on it. And you have to make sure that you are done with adding all the pages you want to this. And what I did is I am going to take that and lay it down, and I'm going to add my double-sided tape with my ribbon on it to the top of it, and close it up and put it on there. And I should have cut it a little bit longer to cover that up completely, but it's a junk journal. I'm okay with that. So what I'm going to do to cover up that piece on the sides is I'm going to grab two little buttons, and let's see here, there's one and there's one. Grab 2 little buttons, and I'm going to grab my art glitter glue, and I'm going to glue the button down, and I'm going to do the same to the other side. Now if you want to use that metal bracket to attach it to your junk journal page, then you're going to want to wait until you get that attached to your page before you do this step right here. I just wanted to show you the options that you had, and you could very well take this and put it in a larger journal and tuck it in the side on a side tuck, or you can trim this one up and make it smaller and make a side tuck and just tuck it in, and then they will have a lot of place to do a lot of journaling through
here. I hope you've enjoyed this video here today at the Crafty Art Shack. Hope you join us again for another video. Like and subscribe and join us again. Thank you. You have a great day, and bye. I don't know. Don't you just love it when you start out the video and you don't know what you're gonna make? Oh, I bet you my grandkids are getting a laugh out of this one. What are we making? Let's see. Let's just start right there. We'll just ink off the rest of this onto this junk paper I got. I call it junk paper, but it ain't junk paper. I had to look through all my stuff I had to find out that I had him. I knew I had one. I knew he was a little one. Maybe find his home. Let me put him towards the front because I know I use him again.